Hello students, welcome to our history class. In this class, we will discuss the Vedic Age Part 2. In today's class, we will discuss about the second part of Vedic Age, which is related to the Vedic literature. In previous class, we have discussed the life of the Aryans, which is Vedic life. So what is Vedic Age basically? Vedic Age is the age where Aryans came to India, Aryans used to stay in India, and Aryans wrote the literature, especially Vedas. So this whole age, this whole period is known as the Vedic Age, which started around 1500 BC and ended around 600 BC. So this whole 9 year is known as the Vedic Age. So we generally do divide the Vedic age into two parts. First is the Vedic life, and the second is the Vedic literature. The Vedic life means the life of the Aryans. How Aryans used to stay, why Aryans came to India. In previous slide, we discussed the Vedic life, where we have discussed the theory of Max Muller. According to Max Muller theory, on the basis of linguistic similarity, the Aryans came from Central Asia and Russia and established in the Sapta-Sindhu region of India. Why Sapta-Sindhu? Because there were 7 rivers, including Sindhu River or Indus River. Why Aryans established in the Sapta-Sindhu? Because this was the most fertile land of the India at that time, and also for agriculture, as Aryans were nomadic, this place was very basically fertile land, as well as the water was sufficient for irrigation. Then we also discussed in the previous class that how Aryans used to stay in India, what were the political life of the Aryans, what were the social life of the Aryans, how was the economical and religious life of the Aryans. Aryans used to worship nature, as well as cow was the prominent animal during the time of Aryans. As we say that basically cow is our mother, this slogan was started by Aryans only, as they used to worship cow. Also, they used cow as a gift to priest. Also, for barter system, they used cow. A person is wealthy is depend on the number of cattle and herds. Clear? We also discussed that they used to worship basically Indra, the lord of rain, the fire, the lord of strength, or Agni. So now in today's class, we will discuss the Vedic Age Part 2, means the Vedic literature. In Vedic literature, we will prominently discuss 4 types of Vedas: the Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and the Atharveda. Rigveda is the oldest Veda, and Atharveda is the newest Veda. Clear? So let's start the session. So as I told you, first we will discuss the Rigveda. Rigveda is the oldest Veda. Most of the information related to Aryans are mentioned in Rigveda, as Rigveda was written by the Aryans. The meaning of the Rigveda is to knowledge. The Rigveda is divided into 10 mandalas, or 10 parts. So we have to discuss the important mandals of the Rigveda also. The second Veda is Samveda. Samveda, basically, if I am talking about the series, means oldest to newest, the second is Yajurveda and the third is Samveda. So Samveda is a collection of melodies. Basically, we obtain music from Samveda. Yajurveda, the mathematics, basically pattern are mentioned in Yajurveda. Also, rules and regulation during worship and sacrifice are also mentioned in Yajurveda. And the fourth Veda we will discuss is Atharveda, which is compiled by the Rishi Atharva, the newest Veda among all. Also, the black magic, Jadu, Tona, Tokta is mentioned under Atharveda. Clear? Okay, so these are the topics for today's class: Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and Atharveda. The images used in our slide deck are for educational purpose only. We respect the intellectual property right of the original creator and owner of these images. If you are the owner of any of the image used in this deck and have any concern or issue, please contact us at sathee@iitk.ac.in and we shall remove the images. So let's start the session with Rigveda. First, you have to understand the meaning of Vedas. The Vedas meaning is to knowledge. How Aryan wrote the Veda. First understand this. The Rigveda or the other Vedas are not written by the one family, by one person, or in a year, or by one village. These Vedas are written by the whole Aryans, maybe by 10th or 12th generation, maybe by 1,000 of families, or maybe by 50 or 100 of tribal groups. So basically, what happened during Aryans, when any family or any person got any information, he wrote the information. This legacy continue with his family, with his generation to generation. So they store a knowledge. Laterly, these knowledge was basically collected and compiled in Vedas. So Vedas means to knowledge. So the Vedas are the oldest sacred texts of Hinduism and are considered to be the divine origin of Aryans, revealed to ancient sage rishis through deep meditation. They are composed in archaic Sanskrit and are classified into four main types. Also, to understand Vedas, there are some Upvedas or Upangas, basically, where the definition of the Vedas are mentioned. Clear? There are two words also. Examiner can basically ask what is the difference between Samhitas and Shuktas. If I am talking about the whole Vedic hymns, kindly listen properly. If I am talking about the whole Vedic hymns are known as Samhita. But if I am talking about the Rigvedic hymns, then these Rigvedic hymns are known as Sukta. So there is a slightly difference between Samhitas and Suktas. So all Vedic hymns are known as the Samhitas and only Rigvedic hymns are known as the Shuktas. Clear? Okay. So let's start with the Rigveda or Rigveda Samhita. So Rigveda is the oldest and most important Veda. So one of the oldest Veda is Rigveda. Composed of hymns. So there are lots of hymns which are mentioned under Rigveda, and these hymns are known as Suktas, as I told you. So Rigvedic hymns are known as Suktas, which address to various deities include Varuna, Som, Sun, Indra, the families of the rishis, etc. If I am talking about the structure of Rigveda, so the Rigveda is divided into 10 books, means 10 parts, and these parts are known as the mandals, and each subdivided into hymns and verses, means suktas and mantras. Context: the hymns are mainly devotional in nature, which praising the gods such as Indra, the god of basically rain, Agni, the lord of strength, Varuna, and the Som, who is a brother of sun, we can say, and exploring cosmological and philosophical themes. So most of the cosmological and philosophical themes are also mentioned in the Rigveda. So Rigveda, oldest Veda among all Vedas, composed of hymns, mean Shuktas. There are 10 books, basically, or we can say it is divided into 10 mandals, out of which 2 to 7 mandals are the oldest mandal, and 1, 9, 8, 9, 10 mandals are the newest mandals. And each mandal subdivided into hymns and verses. The hymns are mainly devoted and also praising gods like Indra, Agni, Varun, and Soma. And these hymns also explain the cosmological and philosophical theme. Clear? Next, other texts in Rigveda. The first in Brahmanas. So Brahmanas are the texts of Rigveda. So Brahmanas, ritualistic texts which explaining the meaning and perform of rituals mentioned in Samhitas. So basically the rituals which are mentioned in Rigveda are explained in the Brahmanas. So Brahmanas means those ritualistic texts, basically which explaining the meaning and performance of the ritual which are mentioned in the Samhitas. Arankyas, the texts which associated with the ritual performance in the forest or wilderness. So the ritual which are performed on the devotion of God in-house is mentioned in Brahmanas, and the ritual which are performed in the forest or wilderness are basically mentioned in Arankyas. And the Upanishad means to sit near and Listen, the philosophical texts that explore the nature of reality, the self means Atma, and the ultimate truth often attached to the end of the Vedas. So there are total 108 Upanishads. Clear? So Upanishad, basically these are the philosophies or the knowledge texts which are basically written during the time of when the sage basically teach to his child to sit near and listen by verbal meaning or through verbal. Clear? Okay, so Brahmanas, Arankyas, and Upanishads are the other texts which are also related to the Rigveda. Next, let's understand the mandals of the Rigveda. Now, for the first mandal, as I told you, the mandal from 2 to 7 are the oldest mandal of the Rigveda, and mandals from 1, 9, 8, 9, 10 are the newest mandal. So let's understand the mandal first of the Rigveda. So mandal first Rigveda, it consists total 191 hymns, and the Rigvedic hymns are known as Suktas. So how many hymns in the mandal first of Rigveda? So there are 191 hymns. Deities and themes. So mandal first of Rigveda includes hymns dedicated to various deities such as Agni, such as Indra, such as Varuna, and such as Vishnu. So Agni basically explain fire god, the Indra thunder god and the king of god, the Varuna god of order and cosmic law, and Vishnu a solar deity. Significant mandal 1 is the significance at it contains some of the oldest hymns in the Rigveda, providing insight into early Vedic religion practice and cosmology. Clear? So this is the mandal first of Rigveda. Now mandal 2 of Rigveda. So the mandal second of Rigveda consists 43 hymns. How many hymns are mentioned under mandal second of Rigveda? There are 43 hymns, which is known as the Shuktas. Deities and themes, it includes hymns praising gods such as Indra, such as Agni, such as Varuna, and such as Ashwins, twin gods of medicine. So during Rigvedic Kal, the Ashwini was the twin god of medicine, the god devoted to the medicine and good health. What is the content of mandal second? The mandal second also contain philosophical hymns that contemplate the nature of reality and existence. Significance, the mandal contribute to the understanding of early Vedic rituals and theological concepts. The mandal second, there are total 43 hymns. The hymns of the mandal second is known as Shukta. All the hymns of Rigvedas are specifically mandals are known as Shuktas. So it explain or it praise the god like Indra, Agni, Varuna, and Ashwini, the twin god of medicine. And the mandal contribute to understanding of early Vedic rituals and theological concepts. Next is mandal third. The mandal third is very important because the Gayatri mantra, which is devoted to Lord Sun, is basically obtained from the mandal third of Rigveda. So simply, the mandal third is devoted to Lord Sun. A part of Lord Sun, it is also devoted to Agni, Indra, Varuna, Vishnu, and others. And the Gayatri mantra is also mentioned in mandal third. We obtain Gayatri mantra from mandal third. So mandal third, number of hymns, it consists total 62 hymns. So how many hymns are mentioned under mandal third of Rigveda? So there are total 62 hymns. Clear? Deities and themes, it include hymns which is dedicated to Agni. Also you can mention dedicated to Sun, and especially Gayatri mantra. Clear? Also dedicated to Agni, Indra, Varuna, Vishnu, and some other lords. Content. Then mandal 3 feature hymns that emphasize the importance of sacrifice and the role of priest in the performing rituals. So during the performing ritual, it also basically praised the priest who were known as the Brahmins, as well as the importance of the sacrifice during yajnas. Significant, the mandal provide insight into the social and religious structure of early Vedic society. So it explains the social and religious structure. So Mandal third consists 62 hymns, consists Gayatri month. We obtained Gayatri month from this Mandal, which is devoted to Lord Sun. It also explains the role of priest and the importance of sacrifice during or performing rituals. It also explains the insight into the social and religious structure of early Vedic society. Clear? Next is Mandal 7. This Mandal is also very important. The Mandal 7 consists total 104 hymns. So how many hymns are mentioned under Mandal 7? So there are 104 hymns under Mandal 7 of Rigveda. It includes hymns dedicated to Agni, Indra, Varuna and some other lords. Contents Mandal 7 also feature hymns related to the philosophical inquiries about the nature of existence in the cosmos. Significance: this mandal contribute basically to understand the evolving religion and philosophical thoughts in later book of Rigveda. Clear? Okay. So Mandal 7, 104 hymns dedicated to Agni, Indra, Varuna and other lords. Next is Mandal 8. Mandal 8 of Rigveda consists total 103 hymns, and it basically or the hymns or the shuktas praising various gods and natural forces with a focus on Agni, Indra and Soma as sacred plant. Content: Mandal 8 also feature hymns that discuss cosmic order and the moral principle governing the universe. Also Mandal 8 explain the families of various sages. So most of the seeds family are mentioned under this mandal. It also explains the Apala, Lopamudra and Ghosh. There were three poetries during the time of Vedic age, and they were Apala, Lopamudra and Ghosh, also mentioned under Mandal 8. Significance: this mandal provide further insight into Vedic rituals, cosmology and ethical teachings. Next is Mandal 9, which is totally dedicated to Lord Som. So there are total 114 hymns under Mandal 9. It includes hymn dedicated to Agni, Indra, Som, Vishnu and among other, but mostly to Som. Content: Mandal 9 features hymns that reflect upon the natural world, human existence, and the relationship between gods and mortals. This mandal contribute to understand the spiritual and philosophical dimension of Vedic thoughts. Clear? Okay. And the last mandal of Rigveda is 10th mandal. 10th is the largest and the consists 191 hymns. It includes hymn dedicated to Agni, Indra, Varuna, Som and other god, as well as the philosophy hymn known as the Purushukta. And in Purushukta hymns, the Varna system is also mentioned, as I told you. In Purushukta or in early Vedic age, there were a Varna system. There were 4 types of Varnas. Basically, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, which came from the mouth of Lord Brahma, arms of Lord Brahma, thighs of Lord Brahma, and feet of Lord Brahma, respectively. This is mentioned under Purushukta. Clear? Mandal 10 explore a wide range of topics including creation myths, cosmology and moral teachings. This mandal is considered the most diverse in its content, it offering a comprehensive view of Vedic religion, philosophical and social thoughts. Clear? So these were the important mandals we have discussed, which is related to the Rigveda. And out of which you have to remember Mandal 1, Mandal 3 and Mandal 10 or 9. Mandal 1 Agni, Mandal 3 Gayatri Mantra, Mandal 9 Som and Mandal 10 is related to Purushukta, where 4 Varnas are mentioned: Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra. It is also mentioned in Purushukta that the Brahmans came from the mouth of Lord Brahma, who is known as the creator of the universe. Clear? Okay. Now our next is Samveda. Samveda. The Samveda consists of melodies, means Samman, derived from the Rigveda hymns arranged in musical form of chanting during rituals. So the music, the ragas, the dhrupadas are obtained from the Samveda. So Samveda is the collection of melodies where we obtain the music. Structure, it include verses mostly borrowed from the Rigveda but arranged differently for chanting purpose. The melody were used by priests during psalm sacrifice to evoke special moods and energies. Other texts in Samveda, the Brahmanas, Arankas, Upanishads, similar to Rigvedas, these texts provide explanation of ritual and philosophical insights. So Samveda is a collection of melodies. We obtain music from the Samveda only. Clear? And most of the hymns from Samveda are obtained from the Rigveda, but they are arranging in a specific forms for chanting during rituals. The next is Yajurveda. The Yajurveda provide the prose formulas, which is known as Yajurs, and the verses mantra used for priests during rituals and sacrifice. It also explains the rules and regulations during rituals and sacrifices. Structure, it is divided into two branches, the Krishna Yajurveda, black, and the Shukla Yajurveda. So there are two parts of Yajurveda, Krishna and Shukla. Krishna means black and the Shukla means white. It provides instructions and prayer to accompany sacrificial ritual performed by the priest. Other texts in Yajurveda, Brahmans detail explanation and commemorates on the rituals. Arankyas and Upanishad, philosophical and metaphysical teaching associated with rituals and spiritual practices. And the last Veda is Atharveda. So Atharveda is the newest Veda, which is, according to sources, are compiled by the Rishi Atharva. So the Atharveda consists hymns and verses, primarily dealing with everyday concern, healing, magic, and rituals. It includes charms, mantras for healing, protecting against evil spirits, and ritual for prosperity and purpose. It addresses practical aspect of life of Aryans and rituals not extensively covered in the other Vedas. Clear? So these are the Vedic literature we have covered. Now let's quick revise the session what we have discussed. In the session we have discussed the basically Vedic Age, the Rigveda, the oldest Veda consisting 10 mandals, which is devoted to the Indra, Agni, Varun, Soma. The first, we have also discussed the other texts in Rigveda, including Brahman, Arankya, and Upanishada. The mandal first, there are total 191 Shuktas in mandal first. In mandal 2, there are total 43 hymns, which basically praising Indra, Agni, Varuna, and Ashwani. In mandal third, there are 62 hymns, and especially Gayatri mantra are obtained from Mandal third. Mandal 7, 104 hymns devoted Agni, Indra, Varuna, and other lords. Mandal 8, there are total 103 hymns, and Mandal 9, there are total 114 hymns. We also discussed Mandal 10, the Purushukta, which explain Varunas or Varna system, and there are total 191 hymns. Also Samveda, it is a collection of melodies. The music is obtained from the Samveda only. Next is Yajurveda, the rules and regulations which are performed during the worships and sacrifice. Also it is divided into two parts, Krishna Yajurveda and Shukla Yajurveda. And Atharveda is the newest Veda, which is compiled by Rishi Atharva and explain the, or basically healing, protection against evil spirits, black magic is mentioned under Atharveda. Clear? Now I hope you understand this session. Thank you.